Welcome to Responding to Incidents of the Energy Breakthroughs Marshal Training Series. In this video, you will learn how to respond to an on-track incident in the correct manner. It may help if you watch this video more than once. It is important for you, for the competing riders relying on you, and for all officials involved in the event. Remember, as a marshal, you are the eyes and ears for the clerk of course. You must obey any instruction from the clerk of course immediately to ensure the safe running of the event. You monitor the track and the vehicles on the track, and you monitor the safety of the riders, spectators, and pedestrians at your location. Marshals deal with incidents, communicate with other marshals, and follow the clerk of course's directions. Responding to an incident. When a vehicle incident occurs, do not immediately jump onto the track. Stop for a moment and think before you act. Your safety is critical. Marshal 1. When a vehicle has rolled over or there is an incident at your corner or location, Marshal 1 should immediately turn the traffic light to yellow to warn the oncoming vehicles that an incident is ahead. Marshal 1 should also radio the clerk of course using the technique mentioned in the previous video, ensuring clear, concise communication.
Corner 1 to clerk of course, letting you know we've had a rollover. Vehicle number 29.
Clerk of course to corner 1, vehicle number 29, rollover received.
Once the clerk of course has acknowledged, or if able to do so simultaneously, Marshal 1 should select the yellow flag and wave it over the barriers to warn oncoming vehicles. Note, it is essential that you wave your flag over the barriers, low and in a consistent motion. Waving the flag too high may not be visible from a rider's viewpoint and render the flag waving useless. Marshal 2 and 3, etc. should then enter the track through the safest or pre-agreed route, always keeping their eyes on the oncoming traffic while simultaneously communicating with Marshal 1. Approach the vehicle you are responding to with extreme caution. Remembering that the marshal's safety is primary, the rider is enclosed inside a steel roll cage. Upon approaching the vehicle, do not move it. Stop and assess the rider's condition through visual and verbal methods.
You're right, we're going to lift you back over. Okay, stay there.
And ensure you get a verbal response from the rider. Yes, I'm okay. If the rider is non-responsive, disorientated, has signs of vomiting, blood, fractures, or any other significant traumatic injury, under no circumstances should the rider or vehicle be moved. If the rider is attempting to exit the vehicle voluntarily, ask them to remain still. In this instance, Marshal 1 must notify the clerk of course of the incident requesting medical assistance. Corner 1 to clerk of course, requesting medical assistance for an unconscious rider in vehicle 95. Over. In this situation, it is critical for Marshal 1 to actively listen to the radio in case the medical response team or clerk of course requires any further information regarding the rider's condition. Marshal 2 must create a protective barrier around the vehicle, ensuring the vehicle cannot be moved. Use the surrounding barriers or hay bales to create the barrier. If the vehicle has rolled over or a serious crash, a return to pit sticker must be placed on the vehicle. The rider must be informed immediately to return to pits, and Marshal 1 must radio the clerk of course to inform. Corner 1 to clerk of course, vehicle 95 return to pits. Over. Once the corner has returned to a safe condition, barriers are returned to their normal positioning and marshals are off the track, Marshal 1 can stop waving the flag, switch the traffic light back to green and alert the clerk of course. Corner 1 to clerk of course, corner is now safe and return to green. In summary, remember, do not rush. Communicate clearly with your fellow marshals, the riders, and the clerk of course via the radio. Follow instructions from your fellow marshals and from the clerk of course via the radio. Look after the riders and also your fellow marshals. And of course, our number one priority is to be safe.